What's going on, y'all? It's Smo Reviews here, back at it again with another video, bringing you guys another top 5 performances here. This one chosen because I've seen some disrespect lately on this battler's name, and we're going to be doing the top 5 Bigg K performances. One of the best off URL, not URL based talents of all time, although he did start there, funny enough. But Bigg K's work rate between RB, King of the Dot, really most leagues he's touched is great. Even some good in-between league ventures. Extremely great resume. Made the top 50 greatest battlers of all time list that was created by Justin Hunt, put out by BET. And I saw that people thought he for sure didn't deserve to be on that list. We have A-Ward versus Bigg K coming up. And I don't mind people picking A-Ward. I have K personally, for those of you that have seen my prediction video. But he's just going to get 30'd and washed, and he's trash. He's not this and that, and he's just regular and glorified and yada yada. And when you look at his performance rate versus top tiers, you look at his resume, really the diverse skill set K has, being mainly a power puncher and then working in angling. His humor became more at the forefront as he became more of an elite battle rapper. I believe he's an amazing pure rapper. So many skill sets that makes him an all-around battler, and I think some people are forgetting what he can do in a situation when put up against top-tier competition. So I thought going over this list might ring some bells, and even if he doesn't end up beating Ward, just give people a better, just because you don't like a guy in the moment or he hasn't been good for a year or two, it's not mean that he hasn't had a good career. So as per usual with these lists, we're going to go over some honorable mentions first, and then we're going to get into my top 5 list. So without further ado, let's get into the performances that just missed the cut for Bigg K. So getting right into the honorable mentions, what just missed the list in terms of K's best performances. The first honorable mention to go over here is Calico. On RBE, one of, I think, the more just tougher battles K's had overall in terms of just level of opponent. He took Calico, and overall I think that something that you're going to see here that K shows in a few of these performances is just really good versatility. And I had him winning the first and the third. I think the first is the closest. Cal clearly takes the second. I fucking love Calico second for Bigg K. And then Bigg K clearly takes the third. But what I like about this is the versatility. In the first round, punch out. I'm not giving no lip to Cal. Couple punches, and while Cal's on the more scheming tip a little bit with the more witting lines, I thought you get Power Puncher K in the first. He goes on to lose the second round, but in the third round, he comes back with a very heavy, just straight real talk approach, which K does get into more in his career. He's always had the real talk, but I think his third versus Cal is some of the best that he's had. Pure rapping, just going at your opponent relentlessly. Thought it was a really good showing against some of the better comp he's had. Whether you have him winning or losing, I just think he showed up and when the moment called for it. So had to mention that in the honorable mentions, as well as a clear win over Math Hoffa, a body bag win over Math Hoffa. Math was definitely in a rut at this point, but K's had got a legendary third round in here. You know what I'm saying? Making fun of Math, the whole disaster situation. And there's so many angles that hit on that. T-Top's done angles on it. All types of people have done angles on it versus Math. But this could possibly be the best one. It's like he's mad at me because I didn't teleport. On top of that, in the first and the second, he's bombing with haymakers. Even has just haymaker punches in the third. They were pressing on mouse buttons like a calculator. Really showed out. So while Math wasn't the best comp at the time, he's still Math Hoffa, a very respectable battler. K showed out and got a clear win. I thought that has to be mentioned, on Guerrilla Warfare at that, showing the versatility of K in terms of the leagues he battles on as well. Very diverse in terms of the content that he's given everybody. And then into the final 2 battles here for the honorable mentions, we have Big Cannon, one of the classic back and forths that K has in his catalog, around when RBE 2014, 2015, when they really started kicking up and making a name for themselves as a league. Cannon and K were 2 of the first premier talents, and the battle they had against each other was great. Both had a good first, but K has an amazing punch out first. In the second, Cannon clears him with great writing, but K has a real talk second, very short round, which we know comes with Bigg K here and there, a little more than here and there, but very strict about his time limits. But he has a real talk second, and then he has a comedy-based third that really just blows the roof off the building. Great battle, extremely debatable, and to me, maybe a cult classic battle, one of the better just pure back and forth that RB has had, and just goes to show early on in RB's development, already with the versatility, the hunger, the power punching, but with the personality, goes to show you get a lot. Whenever Bigg K battles, especially nowadays, he's more all around, but he's always had just well-rounded qualities as a battle rapper. And then the final battle in the honorable mentions is Adi Boom, which is the most known battle. Some people are going to be surprised it didn't make the top 5. Obviously, with it, one of the most impactful angles in battle rap history, ending Adi Boom's career as he outed him for his paperwork, snitching. which in this culture, obviously the humongous no-no will get your career ended when outed for it. And the only reason it doesn't make the list, as some will say, is K's second and third in this battle is not very good. I think that could be by design. Honestly, he could have wrapped his first round, left the building, and I think people would have been okay with it. I'm not trying to hear the whole Adi Boom one. That's ridiculousness. But K executes one of just the better career assassinating angles, if not the best in battle rap history. So while thoroughly throughout the whole performance, it wasn't one of his greatest performances, which is why it misses the top 5. It is too impactful to not get a mention when you ended a man's career. But that is my full wrap up of the honorable mentions, and now we can get into the top 5 performances of Bigg K's career. So we can start right at number 5, and at number 5, I have Bigg K's performance versus Illmac. One of the most classic battles in this list, and in either of their categories, catalogs, as well as one of the most classic back and forths in King of the Dots history. A very, very good battle, and mostly known for Illmac's very introspective third round with the dream sequence, and you wake up, and what's going to happen at the actual event. We all know about that incredible round. I think a lot of people automatically give Illmac the battle off of that. But the first 2 rounds, K pretty much just flat out wins the first round, in my opinion. And I believe he won the second round, too. Very, very debatable battle, very close. Definitely not a clear win, but I did edge Bigg K the first 2 rounds. And that just goes to show that when Illmac was at his best, at his peak 100 and one of his best performances, Bigg K was also like that and able to match him up there. So very, very great battle. Some people might have it higher. Just for me, since there's some where he kind of cleared an opponent here, and I just think the level of performance was a little sharper as years went on. That's why this is at 5, but might be the most classic battle on the list.
Like, hey, hater, showstopper, face breaker, throw a haymaker, wake up a day later with your cat killer, Matt built like an 8th grader. Straight razor, you act tough when you rap stuff, play gangster, but you really pussy. That's fake heart, pacemaker, you come from the next.
Right into number 4. At number 4, another King of the Dot battle versus another King of the Dot legend. We have Bigg K versus Pat Stay on Massacre 3. First of all, rest in peace, Pat Stay. Always and forever. We miss you, brother. And on to the battle. This is definitely during a period where Pat was going through a little bit of a rougher patch, just not always the cleanest out there. I believe the Clips battle happened sometime around this too. And there was just a little bit of a lack of motivation, it looked like. And on the flip side, Bigg K was coming into full form, where this is where the angles and the real talk started to really meet up with the punch count. And throughout this battle, you can just really see Bigg K is in his prime and on a great run. He was actually able to 30 Pat Stay, in my opinion, with the first round probably being the closest. And from the first, absolutely punches him down, uses just a assortment of angles on Pat, as well as really uses the comedy well. Where are you from? Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Did I pronounce it wrong? Was I supposed to know it? Really clowned on him a little bit, and I just thought had pretty good Bigg K comedy. I know sometimes it can go a little bit over the top with K. He'll take some kind of weird approaches with the comedy. I don't want to say it can be hit or miss. I think he hits more than he misses, but I do think in more recent years he really stretches it. So I think this is just a perfect example of him using the comedy perfectly. And then on top of that, in his 30 is the real talk, bringing up an angle about how Pat talked down on Marv and, his disabled brother, and now he's got a child on the way, but flipped it around. Really just great stuff all the way around. Pretty deep angle in the third, and even came at King of the Dot viciously about the chain, turn your neck green. So overall, so many moments and bars to quote, and really just a confident and thorough performance across all 3 from Bigg K, and that's why his performance versus Pat Stay is at number 4 on the list.
Say if the squad get involved, the pistol off safety. I let the heat flash or give you menopause. Play me, you smoke crack and shoot dope. I bet you feeling all shaky. Hit me with your best shot. Pat Benatar, baby. You crazy? What?
And that leads us into the top 3. And here at number 3, we finally see, Bigg K on RBE, the league that most of us know him for. And we have Bigg K's performance versus JC. Very, very good battle. Another battle where really his opposition was good too. JC won the first round of this battle very clear, although K did have a pretty solid first round, flowing, punching, haymaker too, but really for the most part a round of jabs. JC on the other side, mid, Lux campaign, making his run. This is around the time that he had his, his Chef Trez chess nitty run. And he won the first really cleared decisively. So going into the second and the third, it looked like, man, is JC going to add to his winning streak? This is more on like the front end of it. And Bigg K has a very, very good second, just is able to punch down on JC. It has a Castlevania bar that I loved. I'm probably going to put it in here for the clip of this battle. But really, really great second round. And JC just takes a little bit, comes off the gas a little bit. Not that he had a bad second, but just simply is not as good as his first round, while K clearly elevates from first to second. So it was a pretty clear 1-1 going into the third. And as for the third round, K once again showing his versatility. Short jokes are one of the most overused jokes in battle rap history. It's very hard to pull that angle, like a full round of short jokes off, and he does it perfectly versus JC. When you walk by the middle school, they mean mug you. The whole, he's just a baby, the ad-lib in between, he got the crowd behind it, and really pulled off, similar to his third versus Bigg K fat jokes, something that is just so, we all have heard this, it's almost redundant jokes. You really got to pull it off perfectly to pull it off even well, and he pulls it off whatever's more than perfectly, and has a great third that JC couldn't match, and was able to beat JC 2-1 clear second and third in a battle that, at a time where JC was at one of the times it's hardest to beat JC, and that's been a guy that's been hard to beat in battle rap history. So clear win over JC on RBE, very good performance showing versatility from punching to angling, and that's why that's number 3 on the list.
This shit WrestleMania. I'm in a Rolls Royce, whipping a ghost. It's Castlevania.
And from there, we can go into the runner-up spot. What is right outside of the number 1 spot? And we have another King of the Dot battle. Funny enough, even though K does have a lot of great performances on RB, a lot of this does seem to be King of the Dot material, at least for me. Really means nothing, just an observation that I made. But I do have his performance versus Ill Will, also on Massacre, I believe the first Massacre, and what a great battle this is. K was just clearly on another level from start to finish, and it was a very, very good Ill Will. I believe that you can debate that he won the first round, definitely walking him down, but K, this is real pure puncher K at his best from first to third, really for the most part just a punch-heavy performance, getting at Ill Will. His rebuttal to start the second, talking about bringing up the Rosenberg, what they do for views situation, stop rapping about shit you don't know nothing about. I wish I could make that the clip for this one. I couldn't figure out a way to cut it up, kind of knew the clips to make it not like 30 seconds. We're not trying to get a copyright strike on here, man. We're just trying to talk a little bit of battle rap. So I'll find another punch there that really exemplified just the chain haymakering that K was doing. But really, you could debate that Bigg K won all 3 rounds. Like I said, I think the first is debatable, but I had him taking the second. Even though Will's third is good, I had him taking the third clear as well. Just a great performance from Bigg K overall. One of the better clear wins you can get. I mean, clearing Ill Will. Great. And that is why it is the runner-up for the best performance in Bigg K's career.
I'll kill Shotgun. I'll ruin that gorilla. You battled Tay-Rock and got dominated because you used a lot of filler. After that, you got exonerated. DNA proved you not a killer. What you think?
So, as for the number 1 spot, as some of you might guess, narrowing it down for the best performance in Bigg K's career, I do have Bigg K versus Head Ice. What a battle, and what really unexpected going into it. I think that Ice was definitely garnering respect, but this is the battle where people realized, like, oh, Ice could really make a run at the chain. And this is Bigg K just at his best, man. In terms of puncher K, there is, while I said Ill Will is definitely another example of that prime, in my opinion, it's like no question that his material versus Head Ice is just the best he's had in his career. His first is like all-time great. An all-time great round, probably the best round in Bigg K's career. And even from there, going into the second and the third, the No Country for Old Men bar is incredible. Ice is amazing in this battle, too. It's really a debatable battle. I edge Bigg K. I just think that on a material level, in terms of just the creativity with the punches, the cool runnings bar, which I'll have as a clip in here. Incredible haymaker, just haymaker everywhere. There's really no other words to describe this performance. It's just 3 rounds of haymakers, and then on Ice on the other side, not only does he give you some haymakers himself, but he gives you the real talk. He gives you Ice's style at full capacity. This is the most rewatchable battle in Bigg K's catalog, in my opinion, and it's also just from his performance. Just You should watch Ice's rounds, but if you just want to watch 3 Bigg K rounds, I don't really think that there's a better one that exemplifies Bigg K at his best than Bigg K versus Head Ice. So even though it's not a clear win, like some of the ones I've mentioned here, just the pureness, the performance, and just clearly like looking at it compared to some other work in his catalog, I just think it's on a whole other level, and it's why I think it is the best performance of Bigg K's career.
I say Fred Sanford, who frontin'? You don't like it, then do something. Fuck rap, I run through dust, I'm doom bugging. Plugged, I know some Rastamans, tools dumping. I had them dreads slide on ice, cool runners.
And with that being said, y'all, that is the end of my top 5 Bigg K performances. You guys let me know down below in the comments, you know, do you agree with it? Do you think there's a performance I'm missing, something you'd move up and down? And what's your personal favorite Bigg K performance? I know there's a lot of people that don't like Bigg K. The man definitely vilifies himself. He clearly, you know, pushes away fans for the most part. You know, like I said, most of us are blocked, yada, yada. But I do believe that he still has had a very talented career. I think he was well deserving of his top 50 placement on that all-time list by BET. And I think that he's going to have a great performance versus A-Ward coming up. I think that the last year or two, there's definitely been a lack of motivation there with the cutting the time so short, like right at 130 or 2, especially in the straight 2-hits. There's a lot of things definitely to pick a K for. But when he does bring himself at full capacity, you see here versus top tier competition like JC, like Ill Will, mentioned in the honorable mentions, battles like Calico, he can really hang with the best of the best on any given day. But like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. By the way, I will be doing Traffic 5 in the building coverage. You know, I'm gonna be doing updates for it. I'm gonna be, gladly in the building for that. So if you guys can go to my Twitter down below in the description, if you want to keep up with, it's an app-only event. So if you want to see updates for that, go follow my Twitter. I'm just be tweeting out, round for round, what I think, maybe some of the best bars of the event, and just keeping you guys updated with that. But it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.